All right, welcome to the Bangor Daily News Sports Show. I'm your host, Adam Robinson, with Larry Mahoney, our co-host. We are about 2 weeks away from the tournament, and we're getting a clearer look at things now.
Well, we wouldn't say things are heating up today.
No,
We wouldn't use the word heat today.
it's doing the opposite of
And also,
heating up today.
okay, resist the temptation to slap somebody who comes up to you and says, cold enough for you?
Yeah, because it is. It really
It's
is.
brutally cold, but you know what? We really haven't had cold winters in 3 or 4 years. So, I mean, it's just going to be a day and a half. Sunday we'll be out in shorts and t-shirts.
Right.
It'll
Yeah,
be
I think it's
39 on Sunday. So
Right.
just be safe. Stay in the house. Don't go out unless you absolutely have to, and dress warm, because it's going to be brutally cold tonight and tomorrow, and we're not used to it. Because really the last 3 or 4 we haven't had to deal with it. So
Yeah.
just be safe. Be
Right.
safe and get ready. Tournament time coming up in a couple of weeks.
Right. Yeah. Very exciting time. So we'll jump right in and we'll look at boys AA North, and same kind of stuff. Oxford Hills at 14-1. And then their only loss was at Lewiston earlier, midway through the season. And then you have Lewiston and Portland in second, and Cheverus in fourth.
What's interesting, Lewiston and Portland are tied. Exact same heel points.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I don't know, admittedly, too much about that Portland team. I know they have good guards. That Cheverus team has been playing really well. They've won 4 of 6, and their losses are to Oxford Hills twice. So they're playing the top teams well. Lewiston's won, I think, 12 of their last 13, and their only loss is to that Cheverus team. So
It looks like Camden, barring anything unforeseen, is locked into the 5 spot.
Yeah.
So if the playoffs were today, if they go to top 8, whatever, you'd have. Oh no, how many make it?
I think
with 2/3, right? Or is
no,
this...
I think it's everybody.
Everybody, okay,
Yeah.
not only 9 teams in Class AA. So, so Lewis and Portland right now would face each other in the semis, and then you'd have Hamden, Cheverus, facing off against each other for a spot to play. Probably Oxford Hills.
Yeah.
Well, definitely. I mean, Oxford Hills isn't going to lose.
Yeah.
But then again, Lewis and Portland could still catch Oxford Hills. So anyway, AA, that's how it looks. But
Yeah.
from around here, Hamden is 8-7,
Right.
and a noteworthy accomplishment this week for the Hamden coach.
Yeah, Russ Bartlett's gotten to 300 wins. He's at 301 now. He beat Skowhegan on Monday, or Hamden beat Skowhegan on Monday, and then they won again on Wednesday against Bangor. So big accomplishment for him. Congratulations. They're going to be in that 5th spot, probably play Cheverus. That'll be a tough one for that Hamden team, just because Cheverus has been playing really well. But Hamden, Zach McLaughlin can score and keep you into any game. So kind of like his sister Bella at Hamden on the girls' side. We'll switch over there. Larry, what do you have for
I mean, it's Bangor, Cheverus, Oxford Hills. Now Bangor is a team we talked last week, and we just said I can't see them knocking off Cheverus or Oxford Hills unless they can find some outside scoring.
Yeah.
So what do? They go out and hit 12 3-pointers against Hamden.
Yeah, right.
And Cassidy Ireland senior went 5 for 7. Bangor as a team went 12 for 20.
Mm-hmm.
If they can do that, if they can have someone consistently hit outside, they are dangerous.
Right.
They are dangerous. Now, but one of the things that's interesting is one of the keys to it is Abby Quinn.
Yeah,
their post player, having a great season, leading the conference in rebounds, and just having a great season. But and against Hamden, Lauren Voder did a nice job trying to defend her, and then she got plenty of help. Mm-hmm. Problem is, you get help, she kicks it out to an open shooter, and they hit a 3.
Right.
Oxford Hills has Ella Pelletier.
Yep.
Cheverus says Emma Lazat, who are both bigs that would probably guard her one-on-one.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So I don't know if they'd get as open, but I mean, Bangor did show again, if they hit outside, they're dangerous. And And then you got Wyndham and Hamden locked in, Wyndham and Hamden fighting for that 4 spot.
Yep.
Bangor right now is on top, but a big game tomorrow, if it's played, I'm not sure it's going to be played, Bangor at Oxford Hills.
Yeah.
And Oxford Hills beat Bangor at Bangor 39-34. So
Mhm.
that's still to come. Chevrolet still has to play at Wyndham. So right now, again, right now, Oxford Hills at 149 points, Bangor 174, with Chevrolet's 161. So those are your top 3: Bangor, Chevrolet, Oxford Hills in that order. And we'll see that could change.
Yeah.
But it's just those 3 are going to be in the top 3 spots.
Right.
Then after that, it's a matter of a battle between Wyndham. Wyndham still got Portland, Morse, and Chevrolet. Hamden's got Lewiston and Oxford Hills.
Yeah.
So I would say Wyndham has the inside shot. They're up by 14 points on Hamden for the 4th spot. So anyway, that's how I was looking. If Bangor could hit outside shots, they become a real threat.
Right.
But again, and they'll big test tomorrow if it's played at Oxford Hill. Bangor still has to play at Oxford Hill sometime, whether it be tomorrow or later on next week.
Yeah.
Okay, A North.
Great.
Brewer.
Yeah, Brewer. We're recording this on a Friday instead of a Wednesday, and I think
Yes.
next week we'll do Friday as well, just because we'll have all the regular season games in, and we can look at tournament outcomes and brackets and all that good stuff. So tonight, Friday, I have Brewer and Skowhegan, which is a battle of the preseason. Skowhegan voted to finish first, Brewer second. Brewer is at the top of A North. We all know this, 16-0. Just really playing really good basketball. But as of late, when it seems like when they see a team for a second time, it's a much closer game. So, like I was saying, yeah, Brewer, top of Class A North, has Skowhegan. Larry, you were going to.
Yeah, but here's what's interesting. Right now, they would play the Coney Skowhegan winner.
Right.
So this could be one of these situations where they could see Skowhegan a 3rd time.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks, in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I really like this A North bracket. I'm really excited for it. Even Lawrence just I think just beat Skowhegan recently. Let me check here. Oh no, they've lost a couple to Brewer. They did beat Skowhegan at the beginning of January. They can play teams tough too. So Nokomis, Mount Blue, Coney, Skowhegan, those are all teams, but I really do think still that it's Brewer and then those 4 teams under them.
Yeah, and right now there's only 19 points separating Skowhegan in the 5 spot from Nokomis in the 2 spot. Now, again, there's only a couple games left for most teams, so
Nice.
But things could shake out, could change, could be rearranged. Brewer, we know definitely Brewer's going in number 1.
Yes.
And then after that, I mean, there's only a 7-point gap between Nokomis. 9-point gap between Nokomis and Mount Blue for the 2 spots. So so that'll be interesting. See how that plays out.
Yeah, exactly. We're still looking at how that's going to shake out. Let's go over to girls A North.
Well, we have the continuation. Basically, we have the Lizzie Gruber, Hope Bouchard matchup, and they play each other one more time at Lawrence. Gardner won the early one.
Yeah.
Again, Gardner right now is going to be, not barring anything unforeseen, they've got 158 points. Lawrence has 109.
Yeah.
Now, what's happened is Coney is 12-3 in the 3 spot, and they recently lost to Gardner by 68-62. So maybe they're the one team that they're again 12-3 is good season. Maybe they're a team that could test Lawrence or Gardner, but I don't see it. I just see a Gardner Lawrence. They play each other once more during the regular season at Lawrence, and then I think it's going to be the Lindsey Gruber and the Gardner Tigers against Hope Bouchard and the Lawrence Bulldogs. So
yeah,
that's how a North seems to be playing out to me.
Yeah, I just talked to Mike Gray for a 1,000-point story that I'm working on, and he said that Lizzie Gruber, obviously already has 1,000 points, 1,000 rebounds.
Right.
She's close to 400 blocks.
Oh wow!
On her career too. So I thought that
going to St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia.
Yeah, she's been special this year. Let's jump to B North. Maybe the region I'm most excited about come tournament time on the boys' side. Ellsworth is at the top, and Larry, I want to tell you that these heel points we're looking at on my screen are from Lucas McNally, the Maine
Mhm.
basketball rankings guy, and he uses a divisor. Actually, the MPA started using a floating divisor of games the last couple of years.
Yep.
So these numbers look a little bit different than what they show in the MPA, but they'll all come out to the same at the end. So Ellsworth at the top, undefeated still. Orono, then Winslow, Caribou, and Old Town, followed by Foxcroft. That's a really fun top six. Next Wednesday, we'll have Orono and Old Town boys playing at the end of the regular season. That'll be a really big one. I watched Orono, and Orono beat Foxcroft, I think, last week.
Mhm.
Orono looks really good. Pierce Walston, really strong. He can score. And Winslow has Jason Reynolds, who you were telling me.
It's on TV. On TV, they had the other night that he's broken the school record, school scoring record. At Winslow. So I mean, he's a real deal.
Yep.
Again, your top three teams, only 3 losses among the top 3 teams: Ellsworth, Orono, and Winslow. You got a combined record of 43-3 among the 3 teams.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then you got Caribou, a solid 4, who could contend with Winslow for the 3 spot. And then Old Town's just 3
right
points
too.
behind Caribou. So
yeah.
And Foxcroft, Foxcroft and Old Town, you said 75 points, different fractions here, but that's about it. So yeah, so there you go. And then there's a big drop off to Mount View. So yeah, a good point. I mean, again, your top, you only have a 14-point gap between number 3 Winslow and number 6 Foxcroft. So
they're all right there, and I think Ellsworth is a little beatable, and I think Orono is beatable too. So that top 6,
that's going to be fun.
Yeah,
that's going to be fun.
Very exciting. All right, so on the girls' side, being
well, I mean, we've been saying all along, it looks like Old Town, they're 16-0, but they've had some close games of late. And now all of a sudden MDI coming along in the 4th spot.
Yep.
They just went to the county and beat Caribou and Presque Isle back to back.
Wow.
49-47 over Caribou, 60-57 over Presque Isle. So, there's a team that's playing its best basketball right now.
Right.
But I mean, you look at Caribou and Ellsworth. Again, Caribou's beaten Ellsworth twice in a couple close games. I mean, Old Town's still your favorite. Old Town's going to go in as the number 1, but Caribou and Ellsworth are locked into 2-3. I mean, they could. Looks like Caribou's locked into 2 and Ellsworth into 3. So that would be, if they both win their early games. I mean, then they'll play each other for a 3rd time, with Ellsworth still looking for a first win over Caribou. But Old Town, I mean, and then you got Hodgson at 7 and 8, and they've played pretty well of late. They lost to Old Town by 5. And they beat Washington Academy by 37. So there's another team, Hodgson, even though they're 7 and 8. I mean, again, they're battle tested. They play Presque Isle, they play Caribou, they play Old Town. So I mean, so now it getting a little interesting. I think Old Town's still a team to beat, but now you've got some teams. And Ellsworth, Caribou, you pick one of those 2 to be the team they end up playing in the final. But now now all of a sudden MDI's coming along. They lost a lot of players, a lot of key players of last year's team. Now all of a sudden they're 10 and 6. Anytime you go to the county and sweep, that's a noteworthy accomplishment. They have an interesting game at the end in a week or so against Ellsworth, and then you got Hodgson at 7 and 8, but a misleading record. So that's pretty much where we are in B North.
Yeah, yesterday I helped my friend Nicole at WHOU do the Caribou and Herman doubleheader, and I got to see that Caribou girls team and that Madeline Depre. She I think she scored 30 points on that Herman team. She's
very good. She's a very good player.
Yeah, she's gonna. It feels like Caribou's gonna go as far as she goes. Type of thing.
Yeah.
All right. So C North.
Right.
Boys C North. I don't know why I keep saying B. Regardless. So we have Dexter at 15-1, Fort Kent at 13-4. They're the top 2, as well as Calais at 13-2.
And that's what's interesting there is you have 3 regions.
Yeah,
you've got an Rooster County team. You got Dexter from Piscataquis County, then you got Calais from Washington County. So you've got 3 who play different schedules. They don't play each other.
I don't think so.
No, they don't. No. So none of them have played each other. So that's fascinating. And then you got Woodland in the 4th spot.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting region. Dexter obviously got to the C final last year, and that Will Kuzniers, he's gotten to 1,000 points, and he's their top scorer, top player. He's going to go to Huston next year. Callis, I thought this was interesting. They just beat Machias last week, 85-82, in regulation. So they can score with the best of them. And so
a lot of those Washington County teams can score.
Yeah,
that's not an issue.
Right. So yeah, like you said, the top three teams not playing each other, but beating the teams in their areas. We'll just have to see come tournament time what they look like.
And I think I sent along to Lee Academy's in the 5 spot. Randy Harris sent me a note, just which I sent to you about Andrew Scott.
Yeah,
reaching 1,000 points,
Yeah.
fourth male in the Lee Academy history. Now they've had a bunch of girls. I mean, Shelby Pickering, now Shelby Bradford, obviously. Deidre Ham, I think, is 1,000. They've had a lot.
Yeah.
They had a dynasty there for a while. There's a great group of athletes on the girls' side, but boys' side, they've been good. I mean, they're 9-7, but they're competitive, and anytime you have 1,000 point score, I mean, somebody that you have to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, exactly. All right, girls C North. That's a fun
C North. Oh my goodness, it's a terrific group. I mean, you've got Dexter at 15-1. You've got Penobscot Valley at 14-1, coming off a nice win over Southern Aroostook, won 3 of the last 4 Class D titles. So Penobscot Valley got a win at Southern Aroostook, or against Southern Aroostook. And then you've got Hodgson at 15-1, and then you've got Central at 15-2, and they all have really quality players. And so and then you look at Mananoquoc in the 5 spot at 11-5. They've lost twice to Penobscot Valley by 6 and 7. They've lost twice to Dexter by 3 and 7.
Yeah.
So 4 losses by 7 points or less. So they're very big. They've got a lot of bigs. So they could be upset the apple cart in those 4. But right now, I mean, you have really 4 teams that and some of them, a lot of them, other than Hodgson, have played each other.
Yeah,
Hodgson is kind of insulated playing up in the county, but again, they've played a good schedule. They've played Southern Aroostook a couple times, and so I mean, basically, of course, they have Ann Oliver, who's an outstanding player.
Yeah,
Penobscot Valley has Ellie Austin and the Loring twins. Dexter, Maisie Peach, and Central, of course, is Allen. So there are quality players. That's going to be a terrific. I'm really looking forward to C North. I think that's. And when these teams play each other, they're close. The games are close. So I mean, that's going to be a lot of fun. Then you throw in a Mananoquoc there as a possible dark horse, and now you got 5 teams in that mix. So that's what we have in C North.
Yeah, that'll be really exciting. Let's go to boys D North here real quick. Southern Aroostook still cream of the crop, 15-0. Just keeping it going. Machias 12-4. They like I said, just lost to Callis, then beat Deer Isle by a lot. They also
Callis
lost
is
to
a
Lee.
C team too,
Right? And they lost to Lee, who's also a C team.
Yeah.
So they're beating D teams. Then they have Skank at 9-8 and Bangor Christian. Actually, we have 3 12-win teams: Bangor Christian, Easton,
and
Katahdin.
Katahdin. Yep.
Katahdin had Grady Ritchie, who scored 59 points the other day for them in a win over East Grand. So, East Grand bottom of the table, but
0-15.
Yeah, but it's still a pretty good accomplishment, and he's gotten to 1,000 points also. So, this will be a fun one. I'm excited to see a lot of these teams. I've only seen
Southern Aroostook Machias don't play obviously during the regular season, so that's always which teams played the tougher schedule.
Yeah. And I saw Machias and Bangor Christian play.
That was
a
a
real
good
tight game. Yeah. Seems like Katahdin can score with anyone. So this will be a fun one to see. Also, we get to see how good Southern Aroostook is a year after their state championship. So, all right, girls side D North.
D North. I mean, Southern Aroostook again. They lost by 11 to Penobscot Valley, but they're still 13-3. They still won 3 of the last 4 state championships. I believe they're 85-5 in the regular season over the last 5 seasons, and have not lost to a C team have not lost to a D team. They've lost to all C teams. So
Yeah.
I mean, Wisdom's 15-0. They're going to finish undefeated in the 2 spot, but I just don't know that they will perhaps force Southern Aroostook girls to take a shower after the game. Maybe the only team that does that.
Yeah.
You know, they'll battle them. That'll actually be has the potential to be a real good game. Has the potential to be a real good game. It's just the thing that's hurting Wisdom is just their schedule. They just, you know, with the exception of Fort Kent, they really haven't played anybody that has really challenged them. So I mean, and Southern Aroostook's played Penobscot Valley twice. They've played Hodgson twice. So they're battle tested. And of course, they played in 4 state games in a row. You know, won 3, lost 1. So yeah, but again, Wisdom girls had success in soccer too. I mean, they've got girls that have played under the big spotlight. So I mean, like I said, and D-Ryle is Machias is 12-3, but and D-Ryle is 12-3 also. But I just don't think they're not a match for Southern Aroostook. Or probably Wisdom. I don't think. I think it's clearly a 2-team race. But yeah, but you know, again, tournament time. You never know what's going to happen. But anyway, that's where we are there now. Hockey. We'll go quickly to hockey. The Penobscot Pioneers, their first-year team in girls ice hockey, based on comprised of girls from 7 schools in the Bangor area. 13-3-1, 5-2 win over Cheverus. The leaders in the South, South at 15-3. 2 of those losses were the Pioneers. Pioneers are now 9-0-1 in their last 10.
Dang.
They are second behind Yarmouth Freeport, the only team they haven't beaten this year. They tied them 4-4 and lost 2-1. So they're having a great season, a remarkable first season, and you know, they're very much in the mix to win the state championship. Right now, it looks like them, Yarmouth, Freeport, and Cheverus are the teams that are the. But you know, again, hockey, best team doesn't always win because of the goaltender, so you never know. Boys hockey, BAPS won 8 of their last 9. They're 9-2. They beat Messalonski 3-0 a week and a half ago. So they're top of the standings. B North. Real good game, another good game. They beat Presque Isle in overtime a couple weeks ago, beat them the other day 5-3 with an empty net goal. So Presque Isle's playing well. But Old Town Messalonski, John Baptist Messalonski looked like they're the teams to beat. Messalonski only lost once, and that was to John Baptist. Yeah. But you know, again, you got Hamden's good. Presque Isles has been very competitive. They're good. They're 7-4. So, you know, that's where we are in B North and A North. Bangor's 4-7-1. So they're struggling, having trouble scoring goals. So we'll see if they can, you know, put together a string of a few wins together. You start scoring some goals. So that's high school hockey.
There you go. Track and field, real quick. Anna Connors broke the state 200-meter indoor record. So congratulations to her. She did it at the Boston University Terrier Classic, which is like an open track meet down there, which she's running against the best of the best. So she beat Kate Hall's record from Lake Region. Wow. Yeah. And I think the 4x2 team from Bangor broke the state record also at that meet. So
that's quite an accomplishment, really is. And that, you know, what they've won 4 states in a row. Bangor girls, 2 indoor, 2 outdoor. You know, indoor track, that's coming up too. Yeah, the conferences are coming up a week or 2 away, and then you're right into the state meet. That's usually the first week of the tournament. So yeah, we got that. We got state cheerleading coming up, state wrestling coming up, state swimming. Right, whole lot of different things. Yeah, and we're still freezing. Yeah, we're still even here we're still freezing. But you know, it's just crazy how it all comes together. Yeah, just, all at once. You know, and you know, some of the swim meets like on Monday, or track meets are Mondays or something where they try to. It's just crazy time of year. Again, with cheering, swimming, track, wrestling, and then of course basketball, hockey. So the next month is going to be hectic. Yeah, real busy, but it's fun. It's the best time of year. It is great time of year. Yeah. So thanks for watching. We will be with you again next Friday to go over the brackets and everything. And cold enough for you? Yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.